What's going on? All of a sudden, there's a new person there. You've never seen before. And he's part of the team.
Why don't you come with me to the hub? Who the hell are you? He's one of us.
Adam is sort of nothing. Adam doesn't exist. He's like an element. He's like a glyph. He's like a moment. He has no identity of it all, so he exists through other people.
He exists by implanting false memories of himself into other people's minds. He does it by touching them.
By feeding these memories in, things get dislodged, things get disturbed.
Memories are his oxygen. When he takes up residence in Torchwood, all his Christmases have come at once.
Give it a go.
I'm trying to grab you, Jack. Who knows what he's going to do?
How can you see that? What have you done to her? Nothing.
Especially with Jack, with so much history.
If he comes after me again, I'll kill him.
It's a great thing to find out more about Jack because it gives you a bigger spectrum and more scope to do other things and to play things a little differently.
When I read the script, it was really exciting because I thought that it's definitely one for the fans. I thought we're going to get to find out about the origins of Jack, where he came from. The fans have already heard about the Beauchene Peninsula via Doctor Who, so we're finally going to get to see it and to play a part in actually visualising it. That was all really exciting.
Beauchene Peninsula.
It's a CG painting in the distance, but because we've got unlimited imagination with it, what we actually have to do is limit our imagination with it. It's not spires and crenellations and loops and things like that. It's a real functional colony as opposed to a city, I would say. I love the fact that that city that they live in, or that township that they live in, isn't even a city, but it's not all spires and gold and shining and jewels with little cars whizzing about. It's a porter-cabin city.
In recreating the 51st century, one thing we didn't want to do was have a kind of Jetsons vision of the future with people in silver suits, etc.
With Beauchene, what we were thinking was that it doesn't matter about the future. We wanted it to be practical and to know that it worked in the landscape, and that's how it evolved.
Ray has done a great job with the wardrobe. It's futuristic, but it's a retro. It's got touches of like Lawrence of Arabia, Star Wars. All that kind of look is all in on it.
On 5, take 3.
Thank you, we got a punch. Action!
Run. Take Gray. Keep him safe.
The key memory that we wanted to sort of bring out of Captain Jack and what Catherine wanted to write about was actually what about his history. If he had this family, what about, let's seeing something about his mom, his dad, and then potentially losing that towards the end of the episode.
Thank you. Here we go. Clearing. Action!
Son, you need to look after Gray and your mother.
Thank you very much. Camera's cut.
The fascinating thing about Captain Jack, as I've discovered before, is the more you reveal, the more intrigued you become.
All 90, take one. Thank you.
Okay, Sam.
The revelations about Jack, it's great to have been part of that because that's part of the whole mythology of the show. It's going to be a lot of new information for an audience.
No, Dad. Come with us, come on.
No. I gotta go get your mother.
This show has obviously a very devoted and sort of knowledgeable fan base with the characters and the episodes more than a lot of other shows I've worked on, and so it's really great to step into that world.
Run!
Designing Beauchene, the beach was always possible. Let's face it, we were in South Wales. That was always going to be a fairly easy shoot with a CGI city in the background. The house was always very hard. And when you see that exterior, it's a pub in Cardiff Bay that just happens to have this sort of sandstony back.
We looked at that as a location, we took photographs, design went and took that away and then developed the idea of the sort of ramshackle porter cabin city based on that style.
Market.
507, take 2.
There we go, folks.
Franklin, wake up. Wake up.
You can literally only shoot it on that angle. That's it, the angle where we see Jack in front of his house. You can't go left by 5 inches, you can't go right by, because you'll see the bay, you see the hotels, you see tourists passing by.
More worrying was less the fact that we're faking a Cardiff Bay boozer for the 51st century, but we had to match the reverse shots that were shot on Ogmore Beach about a fortnight ago. So when we're looking at young Jack's house, we're looking at the Waterguard pub. When we're looking in the other way, when we're looking at young Jack looking at his dad, we're on Ogmore Beach.
Dad.
Remember this. I know you didn't mean to kill her. You just couldn't stop yourself. Remember this.
The memories he puts into Yanto's mind are pure evil. That's the moment where you say, actually, everything aside, this is a bad character. This is a really bad character doing very bad things.
I didn't do that.
Oh, yes, you did. And she wasn't the first.
And the scenes we did in the alleyway with Yanto, I think was some of the strongest moments in the episode.
Remember it. Remember it. Remember it.
When I was screaming, I was, you know, in my mind thinking, get me the hell out of here, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm freezing cold, I'm wet all over, I don't want to get pneumonia. And that was sort of vocalised with a scream.
It's Adam's one display of arrogance that actually leads to his unveiling, because it's not something Yanto can live with.
Today I'm filming my death, which is quite early on in the shoot, so it's quite strange to be doing it.
Don't kill me. I had to become part of your memories in order to survive. I didn't mean any harm.
It's one of the hottest days so far. I've been trapped in a small glass booth. I'd rather be on the beach, to be honest.
You don't remember who you were. I helped you.
He assumes that by changing people's minds he's doing good, which isn't the case.
Look at Owen. All his cynicism gone. He's a different man now. Selfless, happier.
I don't think Adam is a malicious character. I think he fascinates the wealth of memory and experience that Jack has.
Second clap. Thank you, and action.
Why us? All of you have such unique memories, especially you, Jack. All those extraordinary memories you hold.
So even though he is manipulative, I think it's out of a desire to survive and also out of fascination.
The final scene where Adam bargains for his life and persuades Jack one last time to dip into those Bochet memories, I think is a really powerful conclusion.
I was in the void for so long. The colours of this world almost blinded me, Jack. It was so beautiful after the darkness and the stench of fear. You gave me that.
Brian played it for real. He was playing it as a young man on death row who was pleading for his life. And I think that's what made it so strong.
So what about the past 2 days? You take that pill and you will lose everything I've given you!
It's a big character moment for Captain Jack with him and Adam in that vault where Adam is pleading for his life.
You made me live! And you always remember what you killed. Don't you, Jack?
And Captain Jack actually says, no, I have to get rid of you. That's what we do.
Wipe me out now, and you will lose every memory of your father. He will cease to have existed for you.
It is a very dark moment in the script when he dies. In order to save the team, we need to get rid of him.
Goodbye, Adam.
Cut.
Eddie issues Rachel with an ultimatum. School drama at Waterloo Road on BBC One now. It's comeback week on MasterChef here on BBC Two next. And some freaky eaters get some nutritional advice on BBC Three.